We have really heavy rain due tomorrow, so it's now Sunday evening. It's been so hot, so hot. So I'm going to get some of the roses and put them in a vase. Good morning, welcome to the Tudor Cottage Diaries. My name is Heidi and you're most welcome here. I'm uploading every 3 to 4 days at the moment, just to keep up pace with the fast upcoming summer. Spring is romping away and the garden is evolving and changing in every single video I post. I think I'm going to issue a word of caution here. We must all keep an eye on our health. And my cautionary tale is this. Sometimes we can and sometimes we can't. And when we can't do something, we mustn't beat ourselves up. We mustn't feel guilty and we mustn't get angry. Just do what we can and attempt things probably in smaller doses. So for me, to my naked eye, this is a garden full of weeds. But to you, the viewers, it's coming across as magical and beautiful and very cottagey. So I've split the garden mentally into 20 sections and I'm going to tackle those sections one day at a time. And I'm not going to beat myself up if I miss a day. I'm just going to get on with it as soon as I possibly can. And enjoy the process and look around me. Because it's not often I spend a long time in a small section of this garden, and sometimes I need to reconnect with the plants in it and actually think about what I can do to move that section on, to give it more colour, to give it more points of interest. So I'm going to use this time not to beat myself up, but to reflect on what I've done over the last 4 years and what I can do to take this garden forward for the next 4 years. That said, due to my dwindling physical health with my hip pain, I am not going to open the garden for public this year. It's a decision that I've come to because of the amount of work that you need to do to open a garden to the general public for charity, the National Garden Scheme. But I will be visiting gardens from the National Garden Scheme over summer to offer my support. But this is a garden that will not be on the list. Right, so I'm going to move on to one of the sections that needs the forget-me-nots taking out, What I generally do is keep a massive clump of forget-me-nots and use that one for my seed base. Then all of the ones that have gone over I will remove. I'm also going to start removing the spent bulbs, getting rid of the green. It's been over 6 weeks now, so I'm going to get rid of those, and that's going to lay bare all the gaps that I can plant my cosmos, my straw flowers and my zinnias into. So I'm going to crack on with that now. The vibrancy of this rose really isn't coming out on camera, which is showing it to be a little bit coral pink, but it's actually very much blood red. And we've got quite a few blooms on this now. And the heady scent is just intoxicating. First peony flower of the season. This is a 1-year plant, so it's got a lot more growing to do, but isn't it beautiful? So where this Karl Lagerfeld peony is zone 2 of my weeding zones. And this is one I've got to go careful with, because underneath all of the forget-me-nots there's some stunning dahlias coming through, some roses and some clematis. So I've just got to go carefully through this border just to tidy it up, and then that will be cosmos ready. The sun has brought the lupins out to play. These always remind me of those penny sweets we used to get back in the day called salads. And then you had blackjacks, and I love the salads. It's definitely not been a good year for the lupins. These were probably triple the size last year, and I think the wet weather has really caused havoc with their roots. I can definitely feel that the temperature's dipped, so I'm doing the last job of this evening just as the sun starts to dip again, and that's empty all of my tulip pots, my spring pots ready for the summer. And I always put the tulips on a drying rack into the greenhouse so that they can carry on taking the nutrients from the green, and they can dry out as the sun dries them out. And then I generally replant them again into the garden. These are really healthy bulbs, and the success rate isn't high, but there's enough for me, there's enough of a success rate for me to keep trying. So I've got 4 more pots to do, and that's it. Time to put the feet up. So it's bye-bye blue skies, and welcome back. Dreary, rainy drizzle. Good evening, everybody. It's 10 p.m. at the Tudor cottage, and the sun's not long gone down. The stars are coming out, and this is the last of the beautiful weather, because I believe tomorrow we have more rain coming again. So I'm sat just relaxing and listening to the nighttime sounds at the end of the garden. Good night, everybody. I have a pollinator. The smell, if you've never smelt lemon blossom before, when you go to a garden centre, just smell it. It's worth having just for that. But, wow. Really getting stuck in there. Anywho, the floor of the greenhouse. It's always been a bone of contention with me. It's very hard to keep clean. So when we migrate all of this to the flower beds, we've got a window of opportunity before the tomatoes and the chilies get put in their final fruiting space to revamp this floor, to seal it again from going into the cottage. So it's going to be swept, washed, painted, and then a stencil applied. And we're hoping that it's going to look beautiful. My husband has bought me the stencil. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I'll just go and show you that now. So these are the stencils for the greenhouse, and there's 6 of them in total. And the decision hasn't been made yet whether we're going to use all 6, to whether this one goes in the middle and then the remaining 5 come off of it. It's a very quick catch up. Just wanted to show you the roses in my very amateur bouquet that I put together. But I also wanted to share with you this beautiful picture that I've had done by Florence and Lavender. And it's the 3 of us. I don't know if it's focusing very well. There we go. It's the 3 of us walking Lincoln. We've also had this one done. The dress has gone, but the dress has only moved. So it's now on this wall. We just wanted to expose the last remaining Tudor brick exterior wall in this cottage. So you've got the Tudor bricks and the handmade bricks are here. Then you've got 18th century bricks here. Absolutely beautiful. And it looks stunning. You can also see the gorgeous peg work in the beams. And then these are the new additions that are there to support the old beams that are very, very woodwormy. The return of the sun. Look at this Regelia. I absolutely love a vintage vibe. So I've been collecting these galvanised planters for a number of years. I've got lots of them. And I'm thinking I don't want to use grow bags this year. They just look unsightly. So I'm going to be deep planting my tomatoes and my chilies and my Thai basil into these galvanised planters. Just imagine everything else is gone. And then all I will have in here is the galvanised planters. I think it'll look really cute. Well, I cannot believe the weather today. It's really picked up again. Absolutely beautiful. I had breakfast in the garden and I've got a sun lounger out and I am in the shade with my feet up just enjoying a good book. So until next time, thank you very much for watching. If you watched this far, please like and subscribe and comment below. It really means everything to me and it really helps with the YouTube algorithms.